Hey guys, it's Jono and Jordan here from Folha, and we would love to introduce you to Joe Buckland, who is one of our go-to stylists that we always recommend to our customers. And since we don't offer the service here, we always love to recommend people who are good at the job and know that can deliver the services as well and are super passionate about it too. So that is Joe, that is one of our stylists, and we're just going to be having a little meet and greet, a little discussion about it, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So
thanks for having me.
Absolute
nice to
pleasure.
Be here.
Love to have you. You're our first guest member as well. Actually.
Really?
So,
What a privilege.
yeah.
Thanks.
So Joe, can you tell us about your business and what you do?
Sure. My business is called Flourish Plant Studio. We're a small team and we consult with people on their plants for their interiors mostly, although we also do container gardens and small gardens and anything to do with plants and decor really.
Okay.
Do you do lots of indoor or lots of outdoor? Or do you do pretty much half with it?
I definitely specialize in indoor. I mean, that's really where I wanted to create a niche for myself, and I'm not a landscaper by training, but I have found myself doing more and more outdoor stuff. It's just the way it's gone, and I would say it's probably a 60-40 split.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but I would definitely leaning more to indoor. That's
100%.
my preference.
I mean, I think that's us as well. Like,
Yeah.
we like outdoor plants, sure, but
Yeah.
indoor plants, I mean, that's where we thrive.
We
So
have our knowledge as well.
we
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
And in terms of residential and hospitality / commercial, what's the ratio?
It waxes and wanes. I mean, with COVID in the last year and a half, a lot of businesses have closed their offices, and so I was doing a lot more commercial stuff. Hotels, restaurants, offices, all been very quiet. But it's picking up again, and I love the commercial stuff. Actually, it's my favorite to do. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Big jobs.
Big jobs, less kind of
Specific needs.
more freedom in a way. Yeah.
It's like, Joe, we want plants here. Go
Yeah,
for it,
what do you think we should do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right, let's begin.
I like to offer people blue skies options, and then they can
amazing.
whittle me down.
Amazing. Cool.
Yeah.
Now, Joe, I know you also offer a maintenance service with your business as well. Is that limited just to what you install, or do you offer it as an individual kind of to different companies? Is it two separate parts, or is it something that you try and sell as one? You install the plants and you maintain the plants that you've installed yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
So, not exclusively, but what I do is every time I do a proposal for a client, I give them the option of taking a maintenance service.
Yes.
And for some clients, it's just once a month that I pop in and check that everything's okay, do a bit of pruning, check for bugs.
Yeah. Do you do watering in that? Okay, I
yes.
see, all right.
So there are clients who I do all their watering.
I see.
And
probably best
feeding.
as well.
It is.
Yes.
It really is, because the biggest loss of plants in corporate environments especially is overwatering.
Over and underwatering, two extremes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Totally.
Okay, well that's great, all right. But you say not exclusively, so you do offer it as an individual to someone who hasn't necessarily got bought or
Yes,
as
sure.
an installation from you.
Sure.
Okay.
But I do like to maintain my own installations.
Definitely,
I think it's quite a privilege to be able to look after the plants you put in. So
Watching
you
every
can
time you go back, see how they grow, you know.
Exactly.
how
I
they're
was just about to
changing,
say you can see the whole process.
and also plants do die and things go wrong, and then you can replace them with suitable things, and you
Definitely.
know the ins and outs of the pots and the light, and so it's
Yeah, okay, fantastic.
And in terms of process, from the design and installation point of view, how do you kind of attack or approach the process of it?
So I would do a consult with the client, go and see the space, check out the light, ask them all the questions, try and get an idea of their style, of their needs, of how much they know about plants,
Yes.
all the critical questions, how easy care it needs to be, whether they're going for something that's quite a statement or something that's just minimalist, a little bit of greenery.
Okay.
And then I do a proposal, a visual proposal, putting together options of pots and plants and my ideas for the space. And there's usually another step after that where there's a costing because people have to make choices.
Yes.
And then it's a go or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right.
It's quite a long process, but it doesn't have to be. It can happen in a matter of a week. Yeah, just depends.
And then your team, how many people do you work with?
At the moment, they're just 2 of us.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And so when you do a job in an installation, you are there with that person doing it all?
Well, I do hire in extra people for installations because I often need more
Heavy
hands
lifting,
and there's a
things
lot
like
of
that.
heavy
Okay,
lifting.
definitely. With
you
plants,
know,
I mean, there's
yeah.
a lot of
we know.
heavy lifting.
Cement planters for one, you know.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, all
Yeah.
right. But it's pretty much just you all the time.
But yeah, I work on it every day and
great.
I have one staff member,
Yeah.
who helps and he does all the maintenance and he helps me with the installations.
Amazing,
And
okay.
yeah.
Is he pretty much passionate about the plants too?
Yes, he is.
Amazing, yeah. I mean, you need it. You need it to be able to understand it. With me, I think the passion as well helps me to learn more and to want to learn more. And, you know, when talking to customers as well, it's like this, the passion is the number one.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
also want to go back to your first step, which was kind of going through the lighting, the space, what kind of care you need. Because most people think, okay, well, I want a fiddle leaf fig, but this place doesn't have any natural lights, so can I put it in there? And that's not the case. Like, you need to understand, you need to have a good knowledge of what the plants need to be able to do something like
Yeah,
that, 100%.
I mean, I think that's the biggest thing is that people don't always understand that different plants can survive different conditions.
Exactly, yeah.
So you
Very
don't want to
important.
put something in that's just going to die after a month or 2 and then you look bad.
Yeah.
That's the thing as well, you see,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's really where the kind of knowledge about plants and the knowledge and experience you have to be able to suggest and give advice to people is really important as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, I also bring, because I've always had a great love for interiors and I worked in interiors magazines for a long time. Part of my passion is the containers, the pots, how they're
Of course.
arranged, the combinations. So I do, it's not just putting a plant in a space.
Definitely.
It comes with also knowledge of all the suppliers and what you can find where and
How to create an atmosphere and
Yeah.
the flow.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because Jordan has a bit of a background in interior as well.
Yeah, I studied
and
interior design.
Okay.
I think
yes.
these days working with interiors and plants just, you know, is a symbiotic
Well, it's taken
match.
off in the last
100%,
few years,
yeah.
which is great.
Definitely.
I mean,
That's how I found my
Yeah,
business.
amazing.
Yeah.
Try and find a picture of a fancy house in a magazine and there will be a fiddle leaf fig, you know.
100%.
It's just a thing.
At least a plant.
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've done a lot of jobs. I think you mentioned that your business has been open for 3 years now.
Yes.
So you've done a lot of installations, a lot of jobs.
Yes.
But do you have a specifically one of your favorite ones that you remember, like a turning point, or like a massive one that you've never done, one of that size before, or something like that?
There are quite a few that are special, but
Okay.
one that really comes to mind was 1 week before the first lockdown, I installed quite a big installation at the UCT Neuroscience Institute.
Interesting.
And they were very excited about having plants as plant dividers and room dividers in open space offices, and really they're very forward and progressive and forward thinking, and they've got quite an amazing office space and big atrium, and it's a hospital on other levels.
Yeah.
And so I installed these plants, quite a jungle, like a lot of plants,
Amazing.
and I literally was only allowed in a year later.
Oh.
And I went
the
in,
lockdown.
and these plants were just, it's an indoor jungle. It's fantastic,
Amazing.
really beautiful. And they've
exciting, eh? Oh,
survived,
okay.
and now I do the maintenance for them, so I'm there every week.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, so that was a good one.
So Joe, I think that's all the questions I have to ask you, and thank you so much for answering all of them. I think it's great to understand a little bit more of what you do, and especially when recommending you to clients as well, because we do get it often, you know, clients looking for the stylists, looking for the maintenance as well specifically, and sadly we don't offer that yet because we're such a small group,
Yeah.
such a small team of staff. But yeah, it's always great to know someone that is there to be able to rely on. And yeah, guys, I mean, as always, if you have any questions for us, but more specifically for Joe, she'll be able to answer them on DM. Is that how you prefer
Absolutely,
to
yeah.
answer your
I
questions?
think get hold of me on Instagram
Exactly.
at
Okay.
Flourish Plant Studio.
There you go.
Yay.
We'll have all of the details shown at the end, but yeah, so just get hold of Joe on Instagram, and also if you have any questions for us specifically, you can direct them towards us. But yeah, once again, Joe, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolute pleasure.
Cool.